Welcome to this yoga practice for anxiety relief with a twist or with a slightly different presentation than the first video I posted. This practice is for those who have a little bit of a harder time doing a slower practice or just launching into that. So in this case, if you tend to be a little bit more type A, tend more towards ruminating, a little more maybe perfectionist tendencies, can sometimes benefit from a more heated practice and then work on a little bit more down regulating. So the idea here with this practice is that we will build up a little bit of heat, so a little stronger start, and then gradually take it down a bit. Although I will incorporate towards the end of the video a couple pranayama practices, one Kapalabhati breathing, which is a little bit more of a vigorous cleansing or pranayama, and then we'll finish it with a little bit of slower, deeper breathing. And I'll include a few elements again like mudra and mantra as well. So take what works, leave what doesn't. If you have any questions, please let me know, and we'll go ahead and get started. So if you like to come to the top of your mat or wherever you're practicing, you technically don't need a mat. We'll get started, and we'll use a little bit of some stronger poses here, but it doesn't mean complicated or fancy asana in any way, just some warrior poses with still a little bit of moving with breath. As always, adapt this to any way that suits you. Okay, so we'll begin. So when you're ready, we'll first start to center in and begin the practice. So feeling for your feet on the mat if you like. You could shift your weight around a little and just get a sense of your feet on the ground, and then maybe find, as we're starting a little stronger on this one, a sense of liftedness up through your spine and maybe some engagement through the muscles of your body. So maybe feeling for some quad engagement. You could create a slight abdominal engagement, feel perhaps where the muscles of your back engaged as we come into the standing position. You're welcome to roll your shoulders down. Maybe soften around your face and eyes. So even in this practice, we're looking for a little more heat. We're still trying to find a balance between ease and effort. You're welcome to notice your breath for a few rounds. We'll start with 3 sun breaths, and then we'll link these or turn it into a sun breath, and that will be our vinyasa, or kind of our linkage movement practice with the stronger standing posture. So when you're ready, arms will come around and up, maybe palms connect at the top, and then pull your hand down to heart center. You could link this with breath if you wish. Inhaling your arms around as your palms connect, and exhale your hands down to the heart. You can always go at your own pace, sweeping your arms around, connecting your palms, and pulling your hands down to your heart, maybe looking for a little bit of an activation in your abdominal muscles. Shoulders can come down, quads can still be engaged. And then we'll go into our half sun salute. So starts the same way, sweeping your arms around, connecting your palms. Folding down over your legs here. So we'll fold all the way down, as much bend in the knees as you need to release then your head and hands down to where you feel most comfortable. Then we'll take a halfway lift, sliding your hands up towards your knees, flattening out the back, and then we'll fold back down. Coming to stand up in whatever way feels best for your back. Sweep your arms around, palms connect, and exhale your hands down to your heart. We'll do 2 more like that. Sweeping your arms around, palms connect, folding over the legs. Inhale for your halfway lift, flattening out your back, and then exhale, perhaps here to fold back down. And then coming to stand, sweep the arms around, maybe a little lift of the chest at the top, and exhale your hands to your heart. We'll do 1 more like that. Sweeping arms around, palms connect, exhale to fold over your legs. Inhale for your halfway lift, exhale to fold. And then pressing through your feet to stand up, sweep the arms around, palms connect, and then exhale, hands to heart. Good, right away to keep it moving. We'll step the left foot back and we'll come into warrior 1. So back foot is at a little bit of that angle, 25-degree angle or so, front toes facing forward. Bend in the front knee. The more you bend in the knee, the more intense it will be. We'll reach the arms up. I like my feet a little wider, more on railroad tracks, so I can keep my hips and shoulders squared forward. So make any adjustments to your stance that feels right to you. Maybe lengthening up through your spine, shoulders can roll down. Good. We'll find a steadiness here, a couple of breaths, and then we'll add some moving. So from here, we'll take an inhale, then exhale. You'll straighten out your front leg and sweep your arms back. If you need still a soft bend in the front knee, that's completely fine. Inhale, bend back in the front knee, reach the arms up. And exhale, straighten your front leg, sweep your arms back. We'll do one more like that, inhaling the arms up. And then exhale, straighten your leg, sweep your arms back. We'll come back to warrior one. Pause, maybe feeling for your feet pressing into the mat, lengthening through the spine, maybe a little opening to the chest, in the chest to your comfort level. And then we'll bring the palms to the heart center or chest center, and then hover, if you like, your chest over your thigh. So depending on how much intensity you want to go for, you could keep just a moderate lean, or you could really go for it. So your choice. Hands could stay at your chest, or you could reach them back like wings. If you're going that route, you could really reach your arms back behind you and even engage your back muscles. Then when you're ready, we'll step the back foot up. All right, we'll reset just for a breath. So find yourself in mountain pose. Be a moment to reorganize. And then when you're ready, we'll step the right foot back. Same idea. You could widen out your feet a little if that makes it more comfortable to rotate or keep the chest aiming forward, and particularly the right hip. It's not, it doesn't have to be perfect, or it doesn't have to be precisely angled forward. And then as much bend in the front knee as you like, and we'll sweep the arms up. Maybe feeling for some ease around your shoulders, even as you're lifting a bit through the chest. You're welcome to engage your abdominal muscles here. Maybe drawing the low ribs in a bit to support the upper body. And find your breath. You're welcome to set your gaze if that's comfortable to you. But throughout the practice, your eyes could be opened or closed. Maybe you're using a drishti or gaze point or not. Okay. And then we'll move with this one. So taking an inhale here, exhale, we'll straighten the front leg and sweep the arms back. Two more like that. Inhaling, arms up, bend in the leg. Exhale, straighten your front leg, sweep your arms back. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling and exhale. Good. We'll come back to warrior one. Again, connecting to some length through the spine, ease around your shoulders, face, and jaw. All right, then we'll find our hover. So chest hover, arms could come back like wings, or you could keep your palms connected at your chest. As much or as little bend as you want in the front leg, and as much lean as you want to go for. So you decide on your range of motion here, maybe noticing some engagement in your left leg, the core, the back. One more breath if you're still in it. And then we'll step the back foot up. Okay, a little bit of a balance challenge there as well. Okay, we'll reset. Catch your breath. We'll come back into a mountain pose and maybe look for a breath of stillness. And then that way, if you're starting to feel a little bit of warmth building in your body, we can make sure that we're just keeping it concentrated around the torso. And then we'll take a half sun salute and we'll go from there. So inhaling your arms around and up, connecting your palms at the top. Exhale to fold down over your legs. Inhaling for your halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Pressing through the feet to stand. Sweep your arms up, palms up. And exhale. As you're ready, your hands to your heart. All right, from here we'll step the left foot back for high lunge. So same general stance. Now we're high lunge though. So on the ball of the back foot, all 10 toes facing forward. You can still widen out your feet a little so they're a little more on railroad tracks. It's up to you. As much bend in the front knee as you want to go for it, and we'll sweep the arms up. So we'll spend a few breaths here. A few breaths in high lunge. A lot of the same elements, a little bit of a different dynamic going on with the back foot. And keep drawing your core in, lifting the chest up, feeling the elongation perhaps through your left hip flexor. All right, now this one will sweep the chest over the thigh, again, like we did before, hands come back like wings. And then we'll slide up, prep for warrior three. So you can stay right here. If this is enough of a challenge, hands can be at hips or connected together at your chest. You can stay here or start to tip forward, creating more of that T shape in the body. Back leg is lifting, so you could even come part way depending on your balance and how you're feeling, or you could lift all the way up. You could point your back foot or flex it, whatever feels best to you there. Attempting to keep the left hip squared down. And then we'll start to lower the back leg down and sweep the arms up. Maybe catching an inhale here. And then exhale, chest lowers back down, arms reach back, leg lifts, or again, you could stay with the toe connected to the mat, your choice. We'll do that 2 more times. Coming out of the warrior three, arms reach up, inhale, exhale, arms come back, leg lifts to whatever degree you wish. 1 more time. Be catching a full inhale, and exhale, warrior three, prep, or in all the way into warrior three. Wherever you are, we'll pause for 3, 2, 1, and then we'll release out. Simply snap your back foot up and shake that out a little bit. Probably noticing some sensation in your front leg. So we'll tune into that, feeling for the energy that these shapes are created, trying to then resettle for a breath or 2 before we take the other side. So reset. If it's possible to come into some stillness here in mountain pose, you're welcome to that. All right, and then we'll step the right foot back, and you'll sweep your arms up. And we'll come into high lunge. So high lunge, bending the front knee, lengthening through the spine, ease and openness around shoulders and your face, in between your eyebrows. And resetting your pose, finding your stability here, noticing your own strength and stability. All right, and then we'll go for the chest hover, sweeping your chest down to hover over your front thigh. Arms come back like wings, drawing the ribs in, core in, lengthening the fingertips back. And then we'll warrior three prep. So coming into the preparation, maybe hands connecting together at your chest. And then you could come into warrior three to whatever degree you like on this side. Sides might be different. We can do different things on the sides depending. Good. And then we'll lower out of it. Lower your back foot down if it was lifted. Inhale as you reach your arms up. And then exhale, chest lowers, arms come back, leg lifts. Engaging through the standing leg a lot. Lower your back leg down, inhale your arms up. Finding some length here. And then sweep your arms back. Lifting the back leg, lifted leg also engaged. One more, inhaling and exhaling for warrior three, your variation. We'll get long for 3, 2, 1. And we'll slowly make our way out. Okay. We'll reset. Now, if you have time and you need more, you could repeat that, or you could add any other standing poses that you like. But otherwise, we'll reset and we'll start to shift gears into a balancing pose, and then we'll come down. So we will take a quick one more standing pose, tree pose, but resetting for a moment. So finding that sense of centering again in mountain pose, setting your breath, maybe feeling your breath rate slow, your heart rate slow, feeling for the energy again that was created and the heat maybe starting to dissipate a little. Okay, and we'll prep for tree. So you can stay where you are. I'm gonna just shift forward and face you, and then we'll get into it right away. So shifting your weight over to your right leg, coming up on the ball of the left foot, open your knee out to the side, and then this is step 1. You could remain in this kickstand, Arms, I'll give us arm choices. We'll add a little moving and breathing in this one too. So you may want to go for kickstand, but if you feel comfortable in your balance, you're welcome to put your foot wherever feels best to you. And then we'll take, on this one, we probably want to focus on feeling pretty well balanced. So if the kickstand is what it is today, that works great. So wherever you are today, and then we'll inhale, arms around, maybe a full inhale in, and exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. We'll do that 2 more times. Sweeping the arms around, nice big full inhale here, exhale, complete exhale as hands come down to heart, 1 more time. We'll stay just another couple of breaths, static. You could reach your arms back up if you like. You could keep your palms connected, or you could spread them apart. You also could keep your hands connected at your chest around your hips. And maybe 1 more breath here. Feeling your steadiness lengthening through the spine. And then we'll start to release out. Okay. Reset as you're ready. We'll take the other side. So getting very firm on your left leg. You can pull up on the kneecap. If you need a softer bend in the knee, that's fine. Come on the ball of your right foot. Open your knee out to the side and slide the sole of the foot in. Okay, so you could remain in kickstand. Go for wherever you'd like to put your foot. And then we'll take 3 sun breaths. Sweeping your arms around. So maybe keeping your eyes steady. Exhaling your hands to your heart center. Staying really long, so we're trying not to collapse into this. Sweep your arms around, inhale. And exhale, hands to heart. We'll take 1 more. Full inhale. And a complete exhale. Hands come down to the heart. Maybe sending the hands back up for a final couple of breaths. Hand or arm position of your choice. All right, and we'll release out. Okay. That completes our balancing pose, same idea. If you want to repeat that, you're more than welcome to. Okay, so from here, if you aren't at the top of the mat, you could come back to the top of the mat and we'll half sun salute our way down from here. As you're ready, settling for a breath. And then we'll sweep the arms around, connecting the palms. Exhale to fold over the legs. And then inhale for your halfway lift once more. And exhale to fold. And then you can plant your hands. We'll step the feet back to a downward facing dog. So the feet come all the way back to the back of the mat. Hips will lift. And we'll take the head between the arms. So the ears are lined up with your arms. And then push the ground away. It's like you're lengthening under your arms, spinning your armpits towards each other. If down dog does not work for you, you can just be in a tabletop. That's where we'll all head now, is dropping the knees down, tabletop. So if for some reason down dog does not work for you, totally fine. You can just come right down to this tabletop position. And then from here, we'll take child's pose. So widening out the knees, maybe quite wide if you like, but you can adjust the distance of your knees. Arms could be doing whatever you want them to do. They could reach forward. You could stack your hands. And we'll rest here for a few breaths. Do some full breathing in child's pose. If you need props in child's, please feel free to use them. Blanket could come on top of your calves. You could have blocks or books or a pillow under your arms. And we'll stay for just a few more breaths. From here, we'll lower all the way down to belly for a cobra variation. So lowering all the way down to your abdomen. I'll start with the fingertips under the shoulders and the elbows drawing in. So we're not lifting up just yet, just preparing. So cobra preparation. Your feet could be together, so legs could be connected. If that does not feel good on your low back, you're welcome to widen out your legs as much as you like. And then from here, we'll press the tops of the feet into the mat and lift up on the kneecaps, so engage your quads a bit. And you can draw the tailbone down, tuck your tail just a bit, pull the belly in. And then we'll peel up. Just take 1 cobra here and then we'll add on. So peeling up cobra pose, lifting the chest. You can use your hands for support and lift to your degree of comfort. So it could be just very little, or you could go bigger if you wish, and then we'll lower down. From here, we'll alternate lifting the chest and the leg. So inhaling, lifting the chest, lifting your right leg up, and then exhale, we'll lower down. And we'll do that again. The other side, lifting the chest up, leg lifts, and we'll lower. So you could connect this to your breath, inhaling, lifting the chest, right leg, exhale, lower. And then we'll peel up, chest lifts, left leg lifts, and we'll lower down. Let's do one more time each side. Inhaling to chest, lift chest and leg, exhale, lower. One more time. Lifting the chest, lifting the leg, left leg, and lower down. And from here, we'll just push up and back, and we'll come back into child's pose. So releasing out the back. Same idea, if you were feeling a little bit of that heat building, we can reset for a moment, catch your breath. Maybe feel the heat dissipate. You can take little micro movements here. And any of these shapes that I cue, you're welcome to come out early or again, repeat. So you're in charge of that. We'll take a few more breaths in child's pose. Be full breathing, feeling for some expansion in your rib cage, sending breath into your back body, back ribs, back part of the lungs. Softening where you can. All right. We'll go ahead and come up. So from here, we'll take a seat. You could stay on the floor, you could switch to a chair or anywhere that's comfortable to you. I'm gonna sit on a blanket, so you're welcome to sit up on something if you feel as though you need your hips lifted. So a comfortable seat of your choice. And we'll prepare for the breathing practices, or Kapalabhati. Some people refer to it as a pranayama, some like a cleansing kriya practice. So we'll do that first. I'll walk us through it, and then we'll finish with a part breath work, part meditation, spine breath with the mantra Soham. We introduced some of the Soham mantra in the last video with a mudra here as well. The idea with the Kapalabhati breathing first is that, again, it's going to be very focused on the abdominal sensation. So Kapalabhati is a very rapid exhalation. Passive inhale, rapid exhale, where we'll look to pull the belly button back towards the spine with this sort of snap, pacelet, something like this. About one of these snaps per second. We'll do 2 rounds of 30. You could try it. If this does not work for you, skip it. If it works, great. So also, once more, just looking to feel heat and sensation around the abdominal area. If it starts to rise, then you can come out of the practice. So Kapalabhati, we're going to use a mudra with this one, or it's an option, Ganesha mudra or Ganesha mudra. So the Ganesha mudra is, I'll show you first and then we'll come into it. So palms will connect, you'll spin your left thumb down, right thumb up, and then you'll start to release your fingers apart, but then you're going to grip your fingers together. And it creates this kind of link between the hands. And then you could, with some engagement, pull or pretend as if you could pry your hands apart, but your fingers are connected. Creates a little bit of activation around the front part of the shoulder, a little bit of the back muscle. So we'll use this mudra, an option, during Kapalabhati breathing. Okay, so the Ganesha origin story is very interesting. You're welcome to look that up. I am no expert on the gods and goddesses or the Hindu deities, but Ganesha represents a remover of obstacles. And I think for our purposes here, that's what you need to know. But if you want more information, you're welcome to go seek it out. And then we'll finish with a spine breath. So we'll trace the breath in and out of the body using the mantra Soham. It'll be inhale So, exhale Hum, as we follow the breath in and out as if we're tracing it down the front of the spine and then back up and out. Soham translates to I am that, roughly. And then you can insert what resonates with you traditionally or classically. I am that divine, universal consciousness, non-dual, infinite You could go with that, or anything that resonates with you, just feeling a sense of connectedness to something deeper, even just your own inner self. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started with the Kapalabhati. Again, it'll be an inhale, passive inhale, and then we'll cue us into one full inhale, and then it'll sound like something like feel for this dynamic. So inhaling, and then, so that's the breath. We'll try 2 rounds of 30, and then we'll go from there. So if you'd like to try the mudra with it, you could connect your palms in Anjali mudra, and then spin left thumb down, right thumb up, and then link your fingers and start to pry, or kind of feel for that engagement through your shoulders and back. Finding some length through the spine, although the shoulders can be eased down away from the ears. Your eyes can be opened or closed, maybe just looking right straight in front of you. So we'll hold the mudra, get a feel for that, whether you think it's going to work for you or not. Maybe steadying the breath, noticing your breath for a few rounds. And then from here we'll take an inhale and we'll begin. So inhaling. And release. You're welcome to release your hands down for a moment as well, and maybe shake out the arms. And feel for the energetic sense of that practice. And then decide from here if you would like to repeat another round. If you're going to go for it, we'll come back into the Ganesha mudra, palms connect. Coming into it, finding that sense of engagement perhaps through your shoulders, lengthening up through your spine. So finding some ease around your face and your jaw. Get a sense of your breath. You start to slow and deepen it just a bit. All right, we'll begin again, inhaling. And release. You're welcome to release your hands. You could wiggle out your fingers, circle your wrist. And then you can rest your hands comfortably on your lap. Eyes, again, could be opened or closed. And maybe just resettling, noticing what you notice in your body, any energetic changes. Sometimes we notice things, sometimes we don't. If you've never practiced Kapalabhati, you're welcome to kind of repeat, you could practice that a little bit more just to get a better sense for it. All right, and then we'll come into our spine breath practice. So a little more of an upregulating breath, and now we'll come into more of what is hopefully more of a settling, grounding breath practice / meditation, but it'll be pretty quick. So we'll start reconnecting to your sitting bones and the base of your body. So feeling your legs on the ground if you're seated, or your sitting bones on the ground or the chair. And then finding some length through the spine once more. If you've lost any sense of liftedness and you want to regain that, so lengthening through the spine, maybe rolling the shoulders down. And then starting to shift back into a slower, slightly deeper breathing pace. Nothing to force here. Maybe noticing the shift from that more rapid Kapalabhati to a little bit of a slower, deeper rhythm. So that'll be to your comfort level. And then we'll start to trace the breath in through the nose, down through the front of the spine to the base of the body. And then exhale, just in your mind's eye, tracing your breath back up and out through your nose, or even out of the crown of the head if that's comfortable to you. Either one is fine. So inhaling through the nose, feeling the breath run down through the front of the spine to the base of the body, and then exhale, breath comes back up and out. You could give the breath a color. Sometimes that can help just with the visualization. Look for an equal length inhale and exhale, or maybe a little longer exhale. And then if you like the mantra, add on inhale, so, exhale, hum. And as we get into this, I'll give us another couple minutes with this. You could try it if you come out at any time. So I'll say about 2 minutes in spine breath with so, hum. You could connect your index finger and thumb together and take chin or gyan mudra. We used that in the last session, or just skip the mudra on this one, your choice. Just giving the mind a few things to anchor to. All right, and so we'll keep with this so, hum breath for about 2 minutes. Inhaling so, exhaling hum. Another round or 2 or 3 of the so, hum spine breath. All right, and then you're welcome to let that go. So letting the breath go, the spine breath go, you could release the mantra. If you took the mudra, you could again circle out your wrists and wiggle your fingers. And then we'll just sit for another minute of just quiet. I won't say anything, and then we'll conclude the practice. So this is our final rest, if you will. You're welcome to lie down on your back if you prefer that. If you're in a chair, you can sit back a little. And we'll try to just sit and leave ourselves alone for the next minute. If your mind wanders or thoughts come and go, we'll let them come and go. Just let yourself be, and we'll conclude the practice shortly. About a minute, give or take, so you can begin to reawaken. If your eyes were closed, you're welcome to open them again if you wish, and we'll close out the practice. So if you like, bringing your palms together to touch, taking a moment to thank yourself for taking time for your practice. Thank you so much for being here. And I will close us out with one Om and then a metta or loving kindness ending prayer. If you want to join me in the Om, you're welcome to. You just listen. I'm inhaling. Om. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. Thank you so much.